Hi, I'm Brian from Maker Real Estate, and this is your Twin Cities real estate update for the week of June 1st, 2020. Okay, the world is crazy right now, so you're probably thinking who's buying or selling a home at this moment. But real estate never really stops altogether. Real estate sales are driven by life events first and foremost, mostly happy events like a job in a new area, a marriage, the birth of children, or retirement. It's also driven by less fortunate events, but happy or sad, those events don't stop because of a pandemic. Even with record unemployment, shelter-in-place orders, and economic chaos, we still managed to have roughly the same number of showings last week in Hennepin, Ramsey, and Anoka counties as we did during the same week a year ago. And as hard as this might be to believe, median sales prices continue to climb. Why is that? Supply and demand. If there are more people trying to buy housing than there are houses for sale, prices tend to rise, regardless of whether it's 100 people trying to buy and 70 houses on the market, or 50 people trying to buy and 35 houses on the market. For the last decade in the Twin Cities, we've seen rising home values because of this. If we look just at the last 5 years in Hennepin, Ramsey, and Anoka counties, we've seen the number of new listings falling each year, even as our population grows and a healthy economy continues to lure people into home ownership. Here's January 1st through the end of May in 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019. As you might notice, the total number of new listings has fallen each of those years. By the end of February this year, for a brief moment, it looked as if we might finally see an increased inventory over previous years, but then the pandemic hit and fewer people felt comfortable listing their homes. However, because the number of showings dropped off drastically at the same time, supply and demand moved in parallel, which is why we haven't seen a price correction or days on market correction yet. In the first week of April, for example, showing activity was down 85%, according to the company that handles bookings on our MLS. That same week, though, new listings were down 30%. We're in the third month of the COVID-influenced real estate market, and the truth is no one has a crystal ball to see where the market will be next week, next month, or even next year. The best we can hope to do is follow the math and make decisions based on what's best for our personal housing needs. Let's take a look at last week's numbers. In Hennepin, Ramsey, and Anoka counties, houses that closed last week had a median sales price of $294,500, an increase of 2.26% over the same week in 2019. This is in spite of the median list price only increasing by 1.4%, so that tells us bidding wars and multiple offer situations are driving prices up. The median days on market for homes that sold last week was 16, 2 days slower than in 2019. The shocking number here is that the total number of closings in Hennepin, Ramsey, and Anoka counties was half of what it was during the same week last year. And I really think that's an important number to look at, because if inventory picks up while the total number of sales does not, that's when we might see a decline in sales prices. However, we need to consider when these homes went under contract and were listed. The average listing date of these homes was March 21st, or roughly the first week of what I would consider to be the pandemic-influenced market. Showings that week were down 28%, and a lot of buyers might have said, you know what, I don't know where this thing is headed. Let's wait a few weeks and see. Based on pending sales with a projected close date of this week, I predict we'll see an improvement in total sales, and the following week might be within 20 to 25% of the same week last year. If you want to keep up to date with the Twin Cities real estate market, please like Maker Real Estate on Facebook and subscribe to us on YouTube.